Hey, everybody, it's the program. We're on TV. Once again, once a day, every day. Turn on the machines and live for a while. It's Friday, the 15th, and I'm alive. That's one thing you can say when you greet people, and they say, "Hi, how are you?" And you say, "I'm alive." They're going to think that you're not doing too well if you say that you're doing just alive, because then they're going to say, well, that's the worst that you could do, like, out of all things. And you say, well, I'm not a dead person, and if that's how you're doing, then it seems like you're not doing too well, but you're doing that well, but maybe you're doing better than that, and you didn't want to say it about the better part. You just went with the being alive part and stuck with that, and that's it. You could be doing amazing, but you are also alive. And it's like, well, I mean, it's not a good way to communicate. This is like technicalities, like kindergarten technicalities, and you say how many fingers do you have? And you're like, oh, well, 2. And then, oh, what happened to the other 8 fingers? Say, well, I have 10 too. I have 2. I do have 2, but I also have 10. Kindergarten technicalities. So don't do that about the kindergarten technicalities. That's when you say, I'm alive. How are you? I'm just alive. Ooh. When people ask you how you are, it's not they're not asking you how you are. They're just saying hi. So you say, I'm doing well, thank you. And yourself? And they say, I am also doing well. And you say, good. And then you can move on, you can do things, you can live your life. And you say, oh, what's wrong? I'm alive. Oh, why are you feeling a little sick? You tired? Life's getting you down, you're having trouble living? Nobody wants to, really? Okay, what? Here, okay. Oh, I'm gonna listen. I'm here to listen to you. I'm not here to listen to you. They're just trying to say, good, I am doing well also. We're exchanging niceties. That's what those are. That's what you call those things when you say, hello, how are you? What are we gonna do? We're gonna exchange niceties, and then we're gonna move on. Remember the niceties? I've had a good amount of talk about niceties because that's the beginning. It's the beginning of what you say. And we're gonna have to start thinking of something that's more vague, because I've been talking about niceties and being and just living, the concept of living, quite a bit, just because of the whole being alive thing. Start living for an hour. So maybe if I said start contemplating existence for an hour. Existence, I mean, that's alive in existence, or they're similar, but I don't know what I could say that would be more open in the beginning. But it doesn't need to be that open. It's pretty open. Being alive in general, it's one of the more open things that you could even possibly say. Because that's a given. It's a given. So you just say that and even start talking. I mean, that's open too. Well, machines can start talking, that's what we used to say, and then we move to being alive, and then try to move on to something else. There's no reason to really think about it. I just started saying the same thing. It's kind of like the opening of any other kind of thing. People just start saying stuff. But I think I might have said that in the beginning, the very first episode. We'll get back there in episode number 1. Now we're in episode 2715. It's been 8 years. and we're still going with this thing, same things I'm living. I guess I didn't know I was living back then. I must have known, but it was not as important to just be alive. Now I'm just cherishing life, you know, and when you wake up, you can see that it's happening. I got woken up by a fire alarm today. It was like that. The testing, when they test the fire alarm, it's slow. It was like beep, beep, beep. Today, it was just a constant one. So it was a fire, but it was not that big of a fire. I had to go outside the building, and we're all standing outside in the cold and stuff. This was way early. No, this is pretty early. I'm here in the morning. Everybody went outside, and we had to stand outside. I got to meet my neighbors. Everybody's in their pajamas. Oh, it's cold outside. I didn't want to wake up right now. And then everybody, like, there was smoke, and the fire department showed up, and then they went upstairs and checked it out, and it was just, I don't know what they were doing, but they were crying and stuff in their apartment. Everything was fine. Everything ended up being fine. Yet smoky a little bit, but it didn't seem to matter that much. I could have just slept. Maybe I should have just slept anyway. Burning alive is not fun, though. But burning dead doesn't matter. You're already dead. But burning alive, not something that I would like to try. Some people say they'll try anything once, but that's like, how about burning alive? Would you burn alive? That's something you want to do one more than once, or ever. You know, well, I'll try anything once. Oh, how about cutting off your fingers? Would you cut off your fingers just once? Like, well, yes. I will cut off my fingers. Just because you called me out on saying, like, would you do something once? And you say, I would, because I'm going to cut off my fingers. Rules? I don't know. Yeah, something like that. Call it rules. Call it ideas. Those are kindergarten ideas. Those aren't even good ideas. Those are ideas that would be thought up by kindergartners, children. Those are children's ideas. Technicalities, kindergarten technicalities. I think that's what I was saying before. I forgot the phrase. Try anything once. Would you do something you would do? I'm just saying I'm adventurous. I'm trying to be adventurous. I'm just trying to stop hyperbole. And say, I have exactly 10 fingers. That's what you gotta do if this is like your children or other children are trying to call you out on things, and you have to be very specific with your language that way. How many fingers do you have? I have exactly 10. Oh, you don't say 2. I have 2. How many? Exactly 2? That's definitely not the intent of the question. A proper communicator should follow the intent and not just try to, like, trap people in their own language when you know what they're trying to say. That's what communication is. There's communication and there's language. And some people, like, even grammar people and people who are following grammar too much, they also, like, jump on that whole, like, bandwagon. I'm going to start saying anybody tries to call me out on grammar. Uh-oh. The timer hasn't been going this whole time? Oh, what the? There it goes. Oh, let's see, I think we have about 43 minutes left now. Alright, moving it forward, because I think the timer hasn't been going. Are we supposed to know how long an hour is? Did I time this out right? I was going to find out later on. Let's see. Well, I might never find out. I'm going to look at the timing of the video later on and think, maybe we should have gone a little bit longer. I think we've been going a few minutes under. It's also... Don't think I will or not. Don't care about that. We've been left. Most of us have little commercials and, you know. We no longer have commercials. We used to have them. We used to have them a long time ago, commercials. I think I saw the tape that had the commercials on the wall not too long ago. I'm trying to pull them out and remember them. But we don't do commercials anymore, so we have what can have some leeway. The no commercials is what gives you leeway. It's like you have commercials, so no leeway then. Like in a lot of ways. Like in timing wise, also in just like content wise, because if we had commercials, maybe we'd have a responsibility to our sponsors, our real sponsors. We have those kind of joke sponsors from the show from many years ago who told us they wanted to be sponsors many years ago, and then we just left them as sponsors forever, and then they never really talked to us. Bread. I mean, most of them are probably gone too. The people who were sponsors at one time, they were sponsors now, they're no longer sponsors. Yeah. It's early. It's 9 a.m. for me. I woke up early to do this, and usually I'm awake and doing other things, and have done at least one activity other than I bought bread and I had to go outside because of the fire alarm, which is an activity. And I was like, I gotta wake up in another hour and a half or so. But maybe it's good to know that, or maybe it was a good thing that happened today because I was waking up early and not another day. If it was another day, would have had to sleep. Or just waking up on this time and say, oh, this is not a good time for me to wake up right now. I'm gonna have to wake back up later on. Instead I just woke up and actually did the thing. And now I'm working out too. So I think it's a good time. It's a good day like that to start doing that. If you gotta wake up early, just wake up a little bit extra early and then give yourself some time to do a thing before you just start your day. But I didn't do that. I woke up for 20 minutes, went back to sleep for an hour and a half, and then woke up and again do this. But it's working out. Sometimes I'm exhausted or not in a very good place to be thinking or to be doing this. And I actually think that these times are better for myself to be here because I'm more, it's like I'm drunk or something. Inhibited. Like I'm gonna say something embarrassing or so I'm in a way, I'm inhibited because It's got to be straight from, like, you know, it's always straight from the dome to the mouth. Not enough time to think about what you're going to say next. You got to just go for it here. And that's part of the fun of this whole thing here on the program, but on days like this, there's not even a chance for thinking. There's no chance. It's just got to be right there, because what are we going to do? Like, think about things, too sleepy. Too sleepy for thinking about things. Just got to be straight out the dome. I'm from Fox. I was talking about family about in the bed. That's why I made the bed. Rappers say, I'm going straight off the dome. Oh, it's rap top. Yeah, well, at least it didn't burn up. There wasn't smoke. It was the first time I've ever heard the fire alarm go off and actually seen smoke. I've been to so many drills, that I thought it was false. Like, I've been in a lot of fire drills in my life, mostly in school. I don't know if every school is like this, but we had a lot of false alarms. Lots of kids just trying to pull those things. There's, 3,000 kids in the same space, and they're pulling those things. I haven't seen a school in a long time, but they seem like kind of scary places now that I'm not a student. It seems like, whoa, 3,000 kids? Like, I guess anybody could be doing this, and like we're at the mall, or we could like overthrow the police or something. Not that I'm trying to incite a riot, but if everybody decided to get crazy in the world, doing the same thing, if everybody united for some kind of insane violence, and we just said, I just want to destroy, we definitely could, but so could those kids if they work together. But I think they're not going to work together. They have less cooperation. Like, nobody wants to work together. Everybody's sickening themselves, and that's like what's saving us all. Like, it'd be nice, like, do you think world peace would be nice? But if we had world peace, then who gets to decide what's right? Like, that's what I think maybe we don't have world peace anyway, though, because people have different ideas about what world peace would be and like what we would want to do. So you can't really get together. So that's like kind of saving us in a way, because if we had world peace, everybody agreed on the same things, then I think that we would be like it would be boring if everybody. I mean, I guess we could have world peace and diversity at the same time, but I think world peace would kind of require like at least similar like political goals, and there would be nobody would be questioning the government or whatever is happening in this world peace scenario. Nobody would be like, everybody would be doing the same thing. So it would be like really just like if you have like a stone, and then you have like a smaller stone on a pendulum, and usually this one stone is like in the ocean, and there's these two stones. Like, if the ocean was only comprised of a cup of water with two stones in it, and just shook it for hundreds of years, the stones would continue to be round, and you just keep shaking them. And that's, or you can have a bunch of, you don't need just two. No, you just need two. This is a scenario. You have two rocks, and they're in like all that. Okay, so in this scenario, it's an imaginary scenario where you have 2 rocks in like a can, and that's all. I mean, and you're shaking these rocks, shaking them for 100 years, and, you know, like physically shaking them. They're just being shook by God. Shaking these rocks, these 2 rocks in the thing, they're tumbling and they're becoming round because they're equally getting worn on all the sides, and they're sand, and eventually there's like small rocks, and you have these round pebbles and sand in there eventually. But that's how it is. That's how everything normally is, and you know, maybe we're getting worn down as people, or wars are creating roundness. Like maybe we're degrading. Like some of us are turning into sand, and the society is shrinking slowly, and eventually it's going to be run out after all this fighting and everything. Using resources. This is like we're depleting resources, but at least we're like depleting all the resources, like in different ways, because different people have different ideas about which resources are important. I'm sure, like, no matter what resource we're using, there's somebody else who's trying to fight to use a different resource. And that's the system we have right now, arguing. Some people doing one thing, some people doing other things. That creates a roundness. But if we have world peace, it'd be like 2 rocks, and 1 rock is just on a pendulum, and it's only hitting the rock in the same spot. Like the pendulum is not like all the way around. It's just like one thing. Cha, cha, cha. And then instead of creating roundness, you're just creating a divot in the 1 rock. And divots and divots and divots, and eventually it's just gonna split in half. And so instead of 2 like roundness, then now I guess you have 3. You have 3 rocks, but with that 1 rock is just scraping the ground and you're falling apart. So I think that's what's gonna happen if like world peace, you just start scraping at the same thing because people don't want to. They don't want to compromise. That's not what world peace is about. World peace is like not compromise, I think. And so, you know, what do you want in the world? World peace, and it's like, well, I think that comes at a cost of freedom. So it's not the ultimate wish anyway. It's like, well, how could world peace? It's so selfless. How could that wish go wrong? Well, I'm going to be dead. Like, wow, you want world peace? Eliminate human. I guess I could look at the phone. Dan Dobler. Somebody from a faraway area code. (952) area code. Call at 4:30 and just watching the internet. 952, I don't recognize it. Well, silent anyway. Who are you calling? You gotta leave a voicemail, or I don't know what it is. And yellow filter calls Cedar. And Dobler. Whenever it's too early to call Dan Dobler, I don't know what time it wakes up.
Hi, Dr. King. This is Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Maryland's getting into the Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
She's getting into the Olympics. She told me about her time in Hollywood and how he always watched it. He always watched it when it came on. She's a big Olympics fan. He's on the backpack.
Mm-hmm. He might be sleeping. We don't wake up, damn.
I'm sorry, the person you are trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet.
Why have you not set up your voicemail box, damn? Alright, let's see if we got any more yellow phone messages and call Yellow Fellow, because Yellow Fellow's out there in Philly, so it's like noon for him. Probably awake. Here's one. But I do want to look at some of this tape stuff too, so we'll look at 2016 and 17, then we'll call Yellow Fellow. That's the plan right now.
Hello.
Hello. Alright, here's 2016, what we're doing on this day last year. On the 23rd.
You hear all kinds of wacky, crazy things.
All right.
Taking time for call.
Shut up.
This on this episode. This is the episode where I appear on a day that is not Monday.
It's
Tuesday.
You'll be shocked and amazed, and you hear all kinds of wacky, crazy things that you've never heard me talk about on the program.
Like lasers and gravity waves.
Dan's wife was with a woman after she was homophobic, and then got with a woman afterwards, and it's an interesting story.
Amazing.
It is. It's really interesting.
And gravity waves.
And lasers.
And lasers.
And Luke.
And Luke.
Luke's here. Say,
And Carl.
say hi.
And yourself.
Stupid over there. You know me. That's what I'm talking about.
Alright, that was 2016. Let's look at 2017 next.
Hello. We resolve conflicts as we Bye.
Ryan.
Hi, 2018. It's us, 2017.
Hi.
Hello. We resolve conflicts. As we were watching yesterday, we had this donut conflict, and we totally resolved it, and I think we've entered a new communication realm. Carl?
Yeah.
Well,
New realm, okay.
Right.
Freddie was here to mediate. I think that helped. We really get serious today. We get some weight off our shoulders, and
Oh, explain to Yellowfellow about why we tape on VHS.
yeah.
I don't think we ever did get over that whole,
on TCTV in Thurston County every night.
the whole
11:30 p.m.
donut
Last year,
issue.
Dan was talking about his wife being becoming homosexual after being afraid of them. 360
Oh, I saw that.
Gun TV.
Keep on watching.
Keep on watching. Okay, here we go. This is, Yellow Fellow. We're gonna call Yellow Fellow. That was the plan. 610 area code. If it's ringing, maybe he's... Oh.
Hello.
Hello. Yellow fella.
Hello.
You doing the, was that belly?
Yeah.
It was the belly, right?
Yeah, I was doing that when I answered the phone to my friend earlier, and I didn't necessarily know what I was doing. But then he reminded me that that's why that was in my head, and that's where that came from. Because I definitely wasn't doing the Agent Cooper, hello!
Oh, yeah.
That's slightly different. I was definitely doing the hello!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a fat person? I don't remember why they were saying that.
No, they're talking about like someone's belly button, like speaking or something. I don't.
I know, and
like
then the woman didn't like the voice.
Right. Yeah.
And he's like, am I gonna keep doing this voice, or am I gonna? And then instead of like answering the question, she's like, you have to make a choice. It's either me or that voice. And then he walks up and he just goes, hello, and it's like ding 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 ding. You know?
Right. I don't really remember the episode. I vaguely remember it. But for some reason that was in my head.
Well, yeah, that's the catchphrase of it. Yeah, she's like, do you want it? He's like, you can either choose me or you can use that voice.
Oh, that's funny.
And yeah,
that's a good Seinfeld thing there.
They want to use the voice.
Is Bird with you? I think I heard Bird's voice.
No, nobody's here.
Oh, I guess I just heard your voice then.
It's early.
Well, how's it going?
Real good. How are you?
Good. We should call Dana.
Yeah, you got a conference in?
Yeah, it doesn't really work too well.
Yeah, last time. It worked one time.
It worked one time. Yes.
You could try it again.
I could give you her number.
Yeah, and then what?
And then you guys can call her.
After?
Huh?
You're gonna conference or to not conference as regular?
Sure. And she'll call me. Here, we'll do that. I'm gonna give you the number right now, okay?
I think you can. Yeah, you don't want to say the number. You can text the number.
Oh, to the program?
Yep, I'll get it, but I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Well, I don't like it, but I prefer voicemails. You know, if you text, then you know, there's nothing for the viewers.
This will be like a special.
This is a special
feature in the program, special occasion.
Yeah.
And she just told me she was bored at the nail salon, and she wants someone to talk to her.
Okay.
So here's a perfect chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm texting it now. Okay.
Okay. You can text while you're on the phone?
Huh?
You can text while you're on the phone?
Yeah, it's magic. All right, so the number is sent.
Okay, I'm looking. Let's see. Oh, there it is.
Yep. Here we go.
Different area.
Magic happened.
Dana's a different area.
She's from Jersey.
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 She's from Jersey, baby.
How far from Jersey? Isn't that real far?
It's like, she lives in Cape May, which is like South Jersey. Well, she used to live in, that's where she used to live. Now she lives in Philly.
Oh yeah, people.
But she's going to go ahead.
They keep their area codes.
Going to Disney World soon. So you can ask her about Disney World.
Shoot, what about Disney World? That's in Florida, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna call Dana.
All right, do it.
All right, here we go. Calling Dana at noon. Hello? Hello? Dana? Oh. Hello? Dana? I don't know what's happening. Hello? I'm gonna try again, I guess. Something weird happened on that one.
Leave a message after the beep. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. I think we're playing phone tag. I'm gonna call you back again and like, I'm gonna hang this up, call you back one more time, see if it's gonna work this is the third time. Dana, did you save the number? Because I don't like to answer numbers from people I don't know who they are. Okay, one more time. Didn't work. Hello? Oh.
Hello.
Oh, it didn't work.
She didn't answer?
Yeah.
No?
No.
Well, that's a bummer. Waste of time, eh?
Yeah. What's a waste of time?
No.
Trying to fill it up.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to go, I'm finishing up my Airbnb stuff real quick, and then I'm going to go get lunch with a friend.
Yeah? What are you going to eat?
We're going to this place called Bear Burger, and they have you heard of the new Impossible Burger?
No.
It's completely plant-based, but it tastes exactly like beef.
I doubt it.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's why it's called the Impossible Burger, because it defies expectations and reason.
What's the point of that? Why don't you just eat beef?
Because it's mean and evil and not nice.
Yeah. I don't want to, if I'm not going to eat beef, then I don't want to eat fake beef. I want to eat something else.
But what if it tastes just like it?
And then I'm questioning what's in it. Like it's like what is this made out of? Some kind of crazy like process? Like what's this process?
Yeah. It's what if they're actually just sneaking beef in there and telling everyone it's not actually beef?
Yeah.
Yeah, would you be okay with it?
Yeah. But I think it's probably like this crazy processed food. They're like, oh, it's like, you know what's health or soy? Soy is not that good for you.
No, it's not. I know it's not.
People are like, oh, I'm going to eat tons and tons of soy. It's like, we'll just eat the meat then, because just like eating soy is not good for you.
Yeah, but the poor cows, it hurts them when we chop their heads off.
Oh, you're trying to, it's like, are you being a vegetarian for health or for...
I think most people do it for moral reasons. I mean, I think it's a little odd if you're only not eating meat for health reasons.
Yeah. Because
I don't know.
Yeah. Those cows...
we always end up talking about this. It's funny because I'm not even that invested in the logic or the reasoning behind being vegan.
I like talking about diet a lot.
What people consume on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. It's
There's some people who really don't know how to feed themselves. I don't do the best job in the world, but compared to some people who like fucking eat McDonald's every day, I think I'm doing all right.
Yeah. Well, I eat McDonald's often, but I don't eat that much McDonald's, and I don't drink soda.
You don't drink soda? Every once in a while, I crave soda.
Yeah, it's bad for you. You know,
I think it's actually in small amounts. If you're actually like I'm biking hours a day, I think you kind of need the sugar sometimes. If you're
I think you can get sugar in better ways than from soda.
Yeah, probably.
I was in Seattle last night. And I went to a place and they have sugar tax now.
Oh yeah, we have a soda tax in Philly.
Do they do it on diet sodas?
I'm not positive.
In Seattle, they don't.
They don't.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So it's like if you get diet soda, then you don't get taxed.
Wow. I don't like the way diet soda tastes at all.
Yeah, diet soda's gross and it's got weird things in it.
Yeah, no, you might as well just things that are probably worse for you than sugar.
It's probably similar to Impossible Burgers.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I'm done cleaning this room.
What were you doing to the room?
I had to mop and sweep, clean the table, counters, change the bed. Didn't take too long, but sometimes they ask me like last minute, and it's just a bummer when I have plans already, but I feel obliged to because of the setup. So,
yeah.
Because of the deal we have, you know.
Did you find anything weird in the room recently?
What's that?
Have you found anything weird while cleaning recently?
Weird? Are you eating a baguette?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. What'd you say?
Yes. Have you found
You are eating a baguette?
Yes. I eat them in the morning. If I call you at it's about 9:40 for me. So if I'm calling you before like 1 p.m. for you, I'm probably gonna be eating.
Oh, okay. Wait, did I see anything weird on the streets? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, but what's what? Sure.
Well, what were you saying? I'm curious about what you were saying.
Weird things cleaning the houses.
Oh, yeah, once. There was this like foreign family that decided that they didn't want to flush their toilet paper down the drain, down the toilet. They wanted to put it in the waste basket.
It was poop on it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that wasn't fun.
Yeah, well, that's good. It's a garbage bag, though, right?
What?
Just you had to pull out the garbage bag. That's it, right?
Yep. So that's like, what am I doing with my life? But luckily, it's nothing been. That's like the grossest thing I've ever come across.
Yeah, that's not too bad. At least you're still cleaning toilets every day, anyway. So.
Not every day.
Well, really?
But they just told me they're gonna give me more responsibilities.
For more money?
Yeah. They're gonna have me work more often and like do more things like booking rooms and talking to guests and stuff like that. So that'll be cool. Yeah. Moving up in the world. Everything's coming up sunshine and roses. Did I tell you I did acid with Dana?
No.
Yeah.
When?
That was fun. Like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, when the phones were broken, huh?
Huh?
Well, the phones were broken.
Oh, yeah, they were. That would have been a fun conversation to have with you guys.
Well, did you try to call us while you were on acid?
I tried calling you guys a few times, but I think I gave up. Not that day, but just when the phone was broken. But, yeah, it was a lot of fun, but I enjoyed it so much that now I'm not gonna go right back and do it again because I feel like doing acid all the time would probably destroy my brain.
How do people get here? You're gonna be addicted to acid?
I don't know. I had so much fun. Like my temptation was like, well, now it's like so easy to get, and I know I like it so much. But I'm gonna try to stop my impulse from getting more because I don't think it's something. I don't know. You hear so much different information, like varying information on how good or how bad it is for you.
Yeah.
So I just don't want to take any. I don't want to take any chances.
Hey, drop out, man. Just drop out.
From reality.
That's what they say. But those people were like rich. Like you can't drop out and like survive unless mom and dad are giving you money, you know.
You mean what's dropping out? Is that like doing that all the time?
No, that's what you don't know about Timothy Leary.
What?
Timothy Leary.
Oh, he's wasn't he a cult leader?
Well, some people say that. He was like from the 70s or 60s or 70s, and he did a lot of acid, and he told people to drop out, like hippies. Yeah, okay. He's like, just do acid and drop out, man. And like that.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like fun, but some people have to like.
It's fun, but it's.
You have to work for a living. You have to work for a living. You can't just drop out.
Yeah, and you can. It's not something you can take and then be functional with, like at all. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I feel like there's this weird like division in my mind now from like my life before I did that and now afterwards. It feels like my mind was like rebooted.
Yeah.
I don't even have a better way to explain it. It's like, because it's druggy logic, there is no good way to explain it.
Well, they say that. They're like, hey, expand your mind, man.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say my mind's expanded. I just would say it made me feel a little bit different. And I can't define the difference.
That's not an expansion. I think that would be an expansion if you still have those other thoughts and you have new ones, too.
Yeah, no, there's no new thoughts. I wouldn't say I have more interesting thoughts now. I'd say I felt weirdly like refreshed for the next few days after I did it. But
they do that. They do some of that stuff for therapy. They're trying to get that going, and I think that's what even it was originally created for.
Yeah, no, people were doing it in the 60s. I mean, obviously in the 60s a lot, but yeah, therapists were giving it to patients and stuff.
Yeah, so it's like a kind of therapy thing. I think that's probably something. I think the government has, demonized some drugs and not others, and now like housewives are addicted to pharmaceuticals, and maybe they could have just done acid one time. What's going on? Are you in the wind?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm biking to meet my friend for lunch. But now I'm just realizing I wanted to check my house, make sure I didn't leave the toaster on. Wait, toasters turn off on their own, don't they?
Usually.
This is like a toaster oven.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't.
Fuck me.
I would check.
Damn it.
How far did you get?
Yeah. I biked down a really steep hill.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just leave that.
Just leave?
Yeah.
You're giving me the okay?
Well, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't want to say either way because I don't want to hear you call it.
I don't think a toaster oven staying on all day would cause a fire anyway.
Yeah, it'd probably be fine, but I don't want you to call later and be like, you made me burn down my house.
I could always just say it wasn't me.
There was a fire in my building today. I had to go outside at 6 a.m.
I'm too lazy to bike up a hill.
Yeah. But all those housewives, they're on pharmaceuticals, and maybe instead of doing, they do like all those Xanaxes, which is I heard is a big problem with like suburban housewives.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe if they just had like acid therapy one time, they would have less anxiety overall. But there's some drugs that the government has decided that some drugs are good and some are bad, and I think it maybe has
arbitrarily.
It has to do with the pharmaceutical corporations,
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't. Yeah, it's just whoever owns a certain drug over another. Basically, stuff like that. Like Xanax, whenever I've taken that, I just feel stupid and dumb. It's like I'm not even. It like makes you so brain dead that you can't even like register whether or not you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah. Thought the housewives were on that all the time.
What's that?
Housewives.
Yeah. I'm going to Atlanta next week.
Yeah, I heard about that.
How'd you hear about that?
From you.
From me?
Yeah.
I told you that?
Yeah.
I wonder if I was drunk or something. I don't know. I don't remember telling you.
Uh-oh. Maybe.
What?
Was that before or after the acid? Maybe you're losing it.
Yeah, I might be losing it. I'm having one of these days where I'm fucking running around constantly and in like a different place every 30 minutes. It's a weird day. I don't understand. I somehow ended up making like plans to be 5 different places today, and so I just feel a little, I don't know, feel a little beat and fried and confused. And
Yeah. Well, it's
rainy.
But that's good. It's good to do.
Yeah, no, it is. You feel, you do a drug deal, everything's going to be nice, you make some money.
If you're, at the end of the day, if you haven't exhausted yourself, I think like maybe you're not living right.
Yeah, sometimes you're like tired at the end of the day. If you don't do anything a day, you have a tired feeling from doing nothing, and that's never a good feeling.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna record a message. We're gonna record a message of the future. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
Hey, future, it's us, the past. That's Yellow Fellow on the phone. Yellow Fellow did acid. Say hi to future.
Hi, future. I did acid, so now I only hear Kids by MGMT on repeat in my brain.
Bye, future.
Bye.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Oh, we only have about 2 minutes left on the program.
Oh, shoot. I think my friend's calling me.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Thank you.
I'm going to say bye-bye.
Bye. All right, there it goes. Yellow Fellow and the program. I mean, listen to any of those old Mr. Ginsey messages. Probably should. But I'm going to let's look at, like, at least, 2 days of these. Just look at yesterday and today, or maybe 2 days, 3 days. I don't know, we have only like a minute left, so maybe just 2. Look at yesterday and today. Just remember what we were doing yesterday. Remember what we're doing just now. And then it'll be the end. And we'll have made it. That's today, there's yesterday. Oh yeah, Freddie was here, but he didn't make it for the message. Hey, future, it's us. The past. Hi, past. We're over here behind the plant, and I'm alive. Good. And it's good to be alive. Life is fine. Time is fine. What's the timeline like? What's your time like? It's Wednesday, and it's early. It's kind of cold. It was snowing, and then there was like the whole like shadow ice thing when the ice is in the shadows, and you can destroy your like shadow self, but. Then you get too happy and jump off a bridge. Remember that thing? Okay, bye. Bye. Hey, future, it's us, the past. That's Yellow Fellow on the phone. Yellow Fellow did acid. Say hi to future.
Hi, future. I did acid, so now I only hear Kids by MGMT on repeat in my brain.
Bye, future.
Bye.
Mr. Coretta. It's Friday. We're on TCTV channel 22 at 11:30 and 2 a.m. YDHWM.com, yeah. 360-364-384, come leave a message, give them TV. $109 Avenue, number 3, yeah, check it out. Graham, it's a good song, thank you. TCTV, La Bebe, Jordy, Fabulous, Graham, Southpaw.com, Thurston County Washington, USA, thank you. And viewers, that's you you're watching, thank you. Hell yeah, dog. Bye.